Good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel. Today's lesson is on the Bach Minuet number 1, piece number 13, Lucky 13, in the Suzuki Book 1. And this is the first of 3 Bach Minuets that are in this book. And it's a very, very nice, very short piece that sort of establishes a number of techniques which we're going to use particularly through these 3 minuets. When a student comes to this piece, I usually recommend to them, learn the notes, learn the bowings, get the rhythms, get those essentials, and then we'll add the layer of dynamics, because dynamics are expression in music. So the first technique that they have to get used to is this first bar where we've got the down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up. And you get used to a little longer stroke on the first one and then compensating. So, and it's still possible to do it without we don't have to make an accent on the first note. We get used to where we start. Every piece can have a different place in the bow. So I'm sort of a little bit into the upper half. Okay, and if the bow, let's say I exaggerate it. I'll put it toward the point. Oops, sorry, bumped it. So I can still, and then I'm ready for the next bar. In the third bar, we have the same bowing. After this one, then we have. So we get used to that bowing. Look at the second half. It starts. So it's a quarter and a half note. It's the equivalent of the first bar with 3 quarters with 1 on a down and then 2 up. So that's the same. So we have that bowing. There's various challenges for a young student with the counting. We have 3 quarters, then we have a quarter, 2/8, and at the end of the first line we have a half note. All these little details that we learn. And pretty soon it's just like walking. It becomes natural. In the second line, we have a quarter and 4/8. That's a wonderful thing about music. It doesn't have to be all knowledge. It can also be instincts, because you get to know the piece. You hear someone else play it, and you just get to know how the tune goes. So there are several places where we have a left hand technique that's very important. In the second line, which is the 5th bar of the piece, we go over for that G. We're using our elbow, going from the A to the D string. And then the instant the 3 goes down, we're reaching for the 4 back on the A string. Notice whole step across strings. The 3 stays down until the 4 touches. It's what I call finger walking. 1 finger, then the next finger, and if there's another finger and another finger and another finger, whatever it is, whenever possible, we leave the previous finger down until the next one touches. Then we can really, if it's appropriate most of the time, we just release that. So on this passage, elbow, there's the 4th finger, the 3 comes up, and I'm reaching back for the C. This technique is used also in the 3rd line, which is the one. In the second half, it's the 5th bar. We're starting on the A here on the E string. Elbow, reach for the 4, bring back the 2. There's one more passage. This is from the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 7th bar from the end. We've just played. Now you'll notice I've left my first finger down. There's the finger walk. There's no reason in this case to pick the first up, because I'm going to use it to place the second. What's really important here is after you play the 3, put the second down, then pick up the 3. Many of my students have problems doing that. They want to pick up the 3, and you can get away with it because as long as the first finger's still down on the string, but it's better Put that second finger down. So let's assume we've now got the piece down, we've got the technique, maybe even best, you know it by heart. You know, you could just, that's what Jascha Heifetz used to say. Never talked about memorizing a piece. He says, do you know it by heart? And that's a nice way to think about it. So the piece starts out what they call mezzo forte, whatever that is. Not too loud, not too soft. So you play that twice. Now, we come to the second half. It says piano. It's a nice effect. So we play lightly and we use smaller bow. Now we're back to this mezzo forte. So now we're back to piano again. Now again, I hate mezzo forte. It's such a nebulous nothing term. I like to think forte, as an artist, forte and piano. For me, how I feel the music, if I want to play a little softer than my full forte, or I want to play a little louder than my softest piano, that's up to me. But I'm sort of, black and white on this, just mezzo forte on maybe on a brass instrument or woodwind instrument it works, but for me on violin, we just don't have that much volume. I can't define mezzo forte. So you hear the contrast, so it's wonderful. Now what's challenging is in this passage, this last piano, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 before the end of the piece. We've come from here. Now if I'm keeping that up and now I want to go piano, it's a little more difficult. I can't quite get to the part of the bow that I want, but I can save as much as I want. Get out to the point. See, that's pretty good. I could still sustain that dotted half note as long as I'm aware that I want to stay out toward the point. So here we are practicing bow distribution, understanding where we are in the bow and where we need to be to whatever we want to do, if it's piano, if it's forte. Okay, I hope this is helpful for you to enjoy playing this piece more and to get more, and if you're a teacher, to help you get more from your students, to help them enjoy playing the music and really get the expression. Because as you see, the techniques are one thing, but the dynamics are the expression, especially in Baroque music. We don't have fancy vibrato or slides or anything like that. The dynamics are going to bring the expression. So thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next video.